Hi Leo, welcome to a new era. My name is Emma. Leo, this is your general reading starting today on the 8th of April, and just for the very near future is what I'm asking for. It's a message that I call it messages from source, messages from spirit. And I've decided not to put an end date to it, because if you're finding this message 1 month or 6 months later, then the message that I'm not then the message, but then the date when I've posted it, it could just as well be your message, because it sort of doesn't really feel time. It's just an energy message in itself. But I've decided to start to use the date of the day. I just love numbers, and so I'm incorporating the today's date in the reading, and it's not particularly the number as much as it is the frequency that unique number is carrying. So today, Leo, it's rather a very special day, because today we have the full moon that is also a super moon. Let's just not get into, I was going to say statistics, but that's not what I mean, like the thing around it. Just say that the moon appears to be closer to Earth than any other time. That's why it's called a supermoon. So what I feel around that is that the magnetism is even stronger. And because it's happening on the 8th of the month, it's like the 8 is the strongest number out of all the numbers. Frequency-wise, it's the strongest number. And so we combine the full moon, which often comes as a manifestation, because it's a full moon. We've completed something, so there's something we'll see come to fruition. With the magnetism, with the moon being closest to the Earth, with the number 8, it's a superpower feel around this. So it's a gorgeous underlying like basis for your reading. So let's see specifically what's going on for you, Leo, for the very near future. And I will just, from the very get-go, I will just let you know that the program reverses the cards, so you will see a mirrored image. But I'll tell you what's on the cards, I'll tell you the numbers, the story, the words, all of it. So specifically for Leo, what's going on for their near future? There we go. And I'm also incorporating, oh my God. I'm also incorporating the shuffling. You can fast forward if you don't like the shuffle. And it might be somewhat hard to hear what I'm saying as you hear the words, not the words, as you hear the cards as well. But I'm like incorporating how it feels to shuffle for your reading. So the first 2 cards came out really easy. I didn't have to do all that much shuffling before they came out. And now I feel something around, like the 3rd card, I'm wanting 3 cards. There's something around the 3rd card here that I feel like it wants to get organized. It's not like anything is struggling to get out. It just feel an organized thing happening. So there's a specific order. I'm not even going to continue to shuffle there. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 cards just fell out. So I'm going to have them be together as we come to them. So the first card out is number 8 with the accelerated motion. The second card is number 4, authority. And then we have 4 cards coming out all together. One is number 7, patience and planning. Number 2, the waiting game. Number 6, the members of love. Number 19, light. This could be that. It could be all of that. All the numbers, it could be all the words. It could be none of it. So I never know until I sort of get into the reading itself, until I get into the energy of it. And it really is not about the cards. It's about the messages that starts to flow through me as I'm starting to read out the cards. So we already have a number 8 in the today's date, so it's significant. The number 8 is significant with this accelerated motion card. the number 8 is significant. And so we have an 88 situation here, 88. So you might see a lot of 8s. You might see the figure 8, like the infinity sign. You might see 88, you might see 888. It could be like a repetitive thing for you. But the emphasis really is on the strength, on the power, and this is a shooting star, which is for me a wish fulfillment. So there's something that you want. And like I started to say, with this strong powerhouse combination of the full moon being a super moon, it's in Libra as well. So the Libra is all about relationships and it's all about justice. It's like about, let's call it karma for the sake of it, but like whatever you put out, you're getting back. Whatever you feel like you gave of yourself over a period of time, it's time to sort of get that back. So it's being a balancer. It's a justice. It's justice being served type of thing. And with the 2 number 8, so we have a strong emphasis on the number 8, which is infinity, eternity, so above, so below, so in heaven, so on earth, like the figure 8. So there's something you're bringing down to the earth. There's something you bring into as a manifestation, something you really want or something you've been wanting for a while. And like if you look at the night sky there, it's like there's so many stars, and they are so, some of them are a bit brighter and some of them are a bit not bright. Can you say that? So it's like I think there's several things that you want and you can feel how close they are to come to fruition. There's like on the brink of just tipping the scale to sort of just come into your life. But this major one, I feel like it's such a strong manifestation. Even though you're manifesting a cup of coffee, even if you're manifesting whatever you're manifesting, it's the same procedure. It's the same analogy for whatever it is, whether it's a cup of coffee or $1 million or a person. It does not matter what it is. But I feel like the energy around it is, you probably would consider a cup of coffee to be something that is very easy to manifest. You can have a cup of coffee today if you want to. You don't have to ask other people for it. You don't have to maybe take a loan for it. You don't have to have certain skills or talents or age. It doesn't matter. You can have a cup of coffee today. And because you believe it or know it, you know you can. There's no debate about it. There's no discussion. You might be out of coffee, so you want to go to the store. It might be a bit trickier today, but it's just sort of logistics. It's just sort of geography right now. Where do you find the coffee? That type of thing. But other than that, I think like in a normal circumstance, you would consider a cup of coffee a really easy thing to manifest. This is a thing that I feel like you felt is not. It's been something that has been like long time in coming. You've been thinking about it. You've been calculating about it. You've been thinking about it again. You've been recalculating about it. So whether this is a relationship, whether this is something for a business, whether this is a home, whether this is something around your health, it can be in any area, okay? But what I feel around it is the magnitude of it. And usually, the way I know it to be is that it's equal proportion between the wanting, the energy in the wanting, and the actual thing showing up. Does that make sense? Like, the bigger the question, the bigger the answer. The bigger the problem, the bigger the solution. I hope that makes sense. And this is a huge solution. This is a big time answer. I love it. And the fact that it's accelerated motion, it probably talks about how this has been on hold. It has been slumbering a bit. It's almost like it's been taking a nap. You know it's there, you wanted it, but it's sort of, it is resting for a bit, or it hasn't been, you haven't been talking about it for a while, or you just haven't, for instance, if you've been wanting a relationship forever, and you thought about your person, you did certain exercises, you wrote about them, you thought about them, you had vision boards, whatever you've done over time, and then it's like you came into this place where you just, I don't want to say that you gave up, because I don't feel that in these cards, but it just has not been as strongly on your mind. And I think that that is a good thing, because you've let go of the whole, in thinking they're not coming. I want them to come, but I see that they're not coming. You're sort of holding yourself apart from them. And in that moment, we call it a permission slip. Like you can have permission to just slip. And in that slip, in that crack, it can find its way in. Sounds a bit sad if you think about it. But in you not thinking about it for just a tiny bit of time, this thing, this person, this whatever it is finding its way in. Or you getting clear impulses to act on it. It's a purple border there, so there's something about a spiritual growth around this. And then we have number 4, which is all about the heart and all about the foundation. And we have 2 strong pillars there. The pillars in itself speaks about the foundation, but the number 4 in itself speaks about the foundation. We have the second in the how you read out the numbers for today's date is April. So if you want to, we have the today's date with 88, and then we have the month, and this card is 44. So there is just something really being in alignment here today. It's really being in alignment. And so when you listen to this, it is not the fact that if you're listening to this 2 days later, it doesn't matter. When you listen to it, it's the day when it's in alignment. So I would open my eyes. I would listen extra for certain things. I would look extra for signs, for impulses, for signals about stuff that you want. And you could be dealing with a Gemini, and you could be dealing with a Libra. Or there's something about you having Gemini or Libra in your chart, or there might be a Libra Gemini watching this reading. But other than that, we have a full moon in Libra. So it says authority. I just feel like this is your energy right now with the black border here. So the first border is the spiritual border, which speaks about like your connection to the divine right now, your ability to manifest, and therefore your magnetism and it's like you become. So recently, what has started to evolve and revolve around me is, and I just learned this word yesterday when I did the Gemini reading, and it was sorcerer. It's almost because the word came to me, and because I didn't know the word before, I thought it was source, as in the divine, as in spirit, source. And then I almost couldn't talk. It was like sorcerer. I was like, is that even a word? Sorcerer. And because I thought it was source, I was like, if that is a word, and it was connected to magician and like a wizard, that type of feeling. And so I was like, there's a word here that is like sorcerer around the magician type feeling. And had I known the word, I probably would have not paid attention to it, because I had to look it up afterwards. I was so curious, because I was like, that is so neat that it's like a source. It's like we resource things. Resources. We speak about resources, not understanding that we just keep bringing in source to earth, right? And a sorcerer is even more magnificent, because it's actually you. And I looked it up and I couldn't find it. And I was like, so maybe I'm not using that correctly, or maybe I'm not. And then there was kind people to writing in like, I know what you meant. And it's like the magician. I was like, yeah, that's right. It was around the magician. So I Googled it again, like a magician wizard. And then I got the correct spelling. So it isn't source. you probably know all this. Maybe Swedish people don't know about this, or other people from if your native language is not American. I am so using that from now on. Like, it's a sorcerer. That word has, or the magician or a wizard like feeling has starting to really come up for me lately. And I feel like this resonates. I'm a Leo sun, and sometimes I try to I'm just a channel when I do this reading, so I'm not sort of in the way of the message being given to you, because I feel like sometimes I connect in so strongly with the Leo reading, and sometimes I actually don't. But I feel this now that I want to bring something to you that I think you will connect in with. The fact that the sorcerer comes up over and over now. I think there's something to it for you. And with these cards, and you being a strong manifester at this stage, I think there's something to it. If you want to look up the sorcerer thing, and I can't remember now, I think it's spelled S-O-R, source, S-O-R-C-E, sorcerer, like sorcerer. It's not S-O-U, like source, it's S. Yeah, you look it up. If you Google magician and wizard, it comes up as a suggestion as well, sorcerer. I think this is you. I think you have a strong sorcerer. And why I'm babbling on about this specific word, I could just have used magician or wizard. It's just that sorcerer ties you into the spirit world. It ties you in with the spirit. It ties you into source. And so it's such a obvious, like you're this consequence, this physical consequence of non-physical. So we have source, and then we have sorcerer. So I'm now claiming that spelling instead, saying this is a sorcerer. And I think you're becoming one as well. I think because that's coming through very strongly here, and the way that you're looking very like the authority, but in a good way. Like it's like you claimed your power, you claimed the way you manifest in this world, and you're gonna find, like I've started to find, that it's fun. It's all. I'm not gonna discount manifesting the most simple thing. I don't mean a simple thing, but the most physical thing, like a car or a house or just some gadget that you want. I'm not gonna rule that out, because it's so much fun. It's so fun to manifest things, to create things. But this sorcerer, magician, wizard like feeling is ever so much more. And I think you just started to walk on this path. And so if that is of interest to you, ask for it. Ask for it to become more vivid. Ask for it to, if you just want to connect more in with spirit, ask for it and sit in meditation and see what wants to show up for you. And then I find that it's not going to happen so much for some of you in the meditative state, but rather like outside in life, and probably has already for you to even become this type of strong energy. And it's all about the heart. It's all about the heart matter with the number 4. And then we go into the next 4 cards that just fell out. 20, 21, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, which is a 7. So it's almost like we have a 2. I just counted those together, the numbers that just fell out together. And all of those numbers combined adds up to a number 7. So there's something strong here about the 7, and this first card out of the 4 is also a 7. So now we have 88, we have 44, we have 77. So there might be some sort of just telling you the type of numbers that you're seeing or getting sort of in alignment over and over again. See, they just keep repeating. It could be 30, 31. It could be 18, 19. It doesn't have to be exactly the same. I'm just saying you probably get a repetitive number that you started to recognize it, that shows up over and over again. So we have yet another, I feel like this is yet another Libra Gemini situation. So it's like a double foundation. And here we now have the foundation. The red border is all about foundation. And with the number 7, it's all about you have done enough. You've wished for it. You, like I said, you calculated it. I usually always use this, maybe you've heard this to boredom now, but I use this cake story that you put all the ingredients into the cake that makes the cake, and then you put it in the oven. And once you have it in the oven, you know for a fact that there's nothing more for you to do, but just wait for it to just have that golden color for you to take it out and then eat it. And I feel like that is where you're at. I feel like you're just, I mean, we have wish fulfillment here. So it's almost like the bell is going off today. I mean, really, it is for your very near future, but this feels like it is a wish fulfillment. And because we have the numbers that are so in alignment here, I might say that for some of you guys, it actually is for today. And there's no more for you to do, but you just hear that bing, like it's, or however it's, you know, playing out for you, a little bell that goes off, a little signal that now the cake has been baked, and so now it's ready for you to take it out. And that's the 7. It's like you've done everything you could. You played the lottery, you put the numbers in, and you know there's nothing more for you to do than to just wait. When I said that, I just have to say, maybe you didn't play the lottery, and your signal today, your impulse is, so let's use that for the sake of it. You've been playing the lottery for a while, and then for a while you felt like you shouldn't. You just stopped doing it. You just stopped playing. And now recently you had the thought about doing it again. And today, for the first time, you feel a really strong impulse to play. Then play, guys. Okay, or whatever. Today you get the impulse to let yourself be known to somebody. Send them a text. If you feel that strongly, send it. Or an email, pick up the phone, or whatever that is, to start to do something. And it's a strong foundation here that's being built. Due to this thing happening, double, like we have the 2 pillars here, we have its 2 pillars here, and we have a strong foundation, and the universe is backing you up with the number 4, which is also foundation. So you're building such a new foundation, and I feel like from this wish fulfillment, it could be people that comes to your aid. It could be Gemini, Libra, that a person that really is coming in to help you in some sort of way or some sort of capacity, or that you're joining forces with the sign of those, or you're whatever you're doing. There's something about coming together, but it could be like there's the symbolism of it, like the Libra, the full moon in Libra, that we're manifesting something, and it's being like energy is being balanced, justice is being served. So like this thing is it is on your side. You're gonna see something that you like to your. It's coming back to you, whatever you send out. And so this wish fulfillment, I feel like it's going to bring you a lot of stability. So if this is a person that you're attracting, this person is going to help you bring a lot of stability into your life. If it's money that you're attracting, this money is going to bring you a lot of stability into your life. Whatever this is, it's bringing a new foundation and something really stable. Something really stable to build on, and something really stable for you to sort of relax into. And it's not being just thrown at you. You've created this. Okay? And then we have number 2, which is the waiting game. So I just said this over and over again. We almost can skip this. But it's like you're just walking in circles now. You're just waiting for this cake to be made. You're waiting for the impulse. You're waiting for the signal. The number 2 here is all about conversation, communication, relationships. And you put the roots down, like it's being made, the little whatever seed you put in for maybe ages ago. You could look at this as, I don't know what you call those in English, but like if you chop off a tree, or a tree that has been chopped off. Let's not chop off any trees, guys. but a tree that has already been chopped off. If you're looking at the circles in the tree, we call it årsring in Swedish, would be year circle. It's a year circle, telling sort of the age of the tree, because there's a lot of circles going on in the tree. I feel like this is representative of the årsring. It's like showing you how long this has been going on for. And also, because I just saw it the other day, because I wanted to find out what a supermoon really is. We speak about all these things and, oh, it's a supermoon, cool. What is it? I have no idea. So I really wanted to know, other than the fact that it's the closest, it appears to be the closest in its, it appears to be the closest to Earth, is probably what I would what I've said in the past. But the fact that it's not having the same orbit, is not having the same circle every time. Like Earth is like moving around in its same orbit every time. This sort of shifts and goes around and like it's really cool. If you're into that, you might want to look it up. And so it reminds me that the strong pull from the moon and the strong magnetic rings that is like not visible to the human eye, but truly is out there, that is pulling everything together, pulling everything in, the magnetism of it all, is like you're really in tune with that. Maybe lately or before, further back, you felt like every full moon messed things up for you. Maybe you couldn't sleep, maybe you didn't feel all that well, maybe you were a bit confused. All of that was happening around the moon. I feel like now you're starting to work with the moon. Now you're more in accordance with the moon. And so the year rings, the year ring is just telling that you've been doing this for a while, and that you even maybe have had plans about it your last or previous incarnation. And if we don't look if we look at it as parallel worlds, it's actually happening as we speak. So it's like, okay, it looks like you're on this timeline or this orbit, but simultaneously we have other timelines, we have other orbits that you already have planted there, you already have built them, and now everything is coming together. What do you do about it? Nothing. You just wait now. And it's a spiritual border again. So it's all about like being in alignment with your divine self, the higher self, source, God, and then just sort of trust that in all good time things will start to fall into place, and they will. Then we have number 6, which is all about the totality, the love and totality of yourself, the connection between you and God, the connection between you and source. That is a number of like the totality of you, the whole of you, rather than number 2, that is more about relationships to others. This is the relationship to you, with you. Is this memories of love? I'm not too drawn to the memories of love here. I'm drawn to the card and the image in itself, and the fact that you're holding the light. It's almost like, usually when this card comes, it's usually to show like either you're being shown the light, and yes you are, but you're being shown the light, or you're showing or leading the way, leading others into light, into bliss, or whatever. You can do that as well. But today, I feel like this is a representation of the manifestation, like you're holding it in the palm of your hands. Here comes the sorcerer explanation of it. It's like you're not standing there wishy-wishy and you see it come to fruition and just hoping, wishing, praying to something outside of you. The sorcerer knows that you are the one creating it. The sorcerer knows that you hold the power, you hold the key to have and experience whatever it is that you want. And then add to that, expand into the very energy that you want. And you're getting really good at it. And then we have the green border, which is all about the whole love as well. So there is a completion within yourself, a connection within yourself that makes you understand yourself more, that makes you understand the creative process more, which makes you understand how this whole manifestation thing works, no matter what it's about. And here is the light. It's so cool now when I know now it's about the sorcerer and holding the light and like holding the wish fulfillment in your hands. Now look at her. This is the number 19. So number 19 is all about Prince of Heaven. I've added Princess of Heaven, which literally speaks about somebody, a love interest is coming your way. So it could be for some of you, so it is not a love reading today, but sometimes it comes through so strong that it just wants to let you know that is still there. Just because we don't talk about it today doesn't mean that it's not there. It is so strongly there. We have a number 1, which is new beginnings, and number 9, which is ending. So we're beginning new. We're starting something over at the same time as you're letting something go. So it's like you're shifting your version. So you probably go a bit in and out of it. You remember yourself, and then you go into the sorcerer mode, and then you go back into the more old version of yourself, and then into the sorcerer self. And that's just fine. That's for you not to go crazy or to lose your mind over this. And then the 1 + 9 equals 10. So there is a completion. You're wrapping something up. You've come to an end with something, and you're completely moving on. So I feel like this back and forth will sort of get more into balance. And once you're there, once you understand that, holy shoot, you are one of a kind, and you really have some stuff to find out about yourself and grow and learn and all of that, it's beautiful. And then so the image now all of a sudden it looks like you're playing with the light. It's like you're molding it, and you're creating it, and you're making it work for you. It's like that magician feeling that you're pulling the strings here. You're making something happen here. Like you're in full control. And the card is called Light. You're controlling the light, Leo. It's a black border, so it's all about the universe is backing you up in this. It's giving you like full support and full green light. It's really cool. Okay, guys, I'm going to stop there. I'm going to go into the extended and see what else I can find around this situation. So if this reading has resonated with you, then please come to the extended if you want to. Other than that, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you back in a week for your love reading. Happy full moon, everybody. Take care. Bye.